best friends are always welcome through your door. But please don't piss us off. Remember, we pay for your floor. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the We Pay for Your Floor podcast. My name is Andy.
My name's Phil.
And I'm Sarah.
And joining us this week, once again, after the first recordings went so horrendously badly, not because of the recordings, just the audio was horrendous, is one of my very good online friends. It is Mike.
Yay! And I've got a touch of the autism.
Oh, Sarah.
I didn't even fucking say
You know the best
anything
part
this time.
is, you're infamous with Mike now because you get every time that I've been on one of Mike's podcasts since then,
Yeah.
you have been brought up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, not by me though. It's usually by you.
You're iconic.
I'm insulting. I am very offensive. I very apologise. I very apologise.
I am very
Also,
apologise.
Can I just clarify? I am actually friends with Phil and Sarah as well, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Mine.
I found him first.
I
He was my friend before yours. Oh god. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have to do intros. I always forget that bit. Yeah.
And a sponsor.
As you all know, if you have been listening this year, the We Pay for Your Floor podcast is somehow sponsored. Not really, it's just a bit. But this week we are sponsored by men. They're just normal men.
Just normal innocent, man.
Anyway, and in this week's episode, we are going to be talking about something off of this list that I need to choose. Okay, we are going to discuss the vagina zip line of Lesser Dundee.
I want to hear about this now.
Yeah, now what are the mechanics? Does it start and end in a vagina?
Yeah, no one has that kind of lip control, Andy.
No one has that kind of lip control. Now, is it between two different vaginas, or is it one same vagina?
How big is the vagina?
This is what my question is. Did you take
No,
this
you
vagina?
ride the
you have
zip
to
line
use your
with
vagina
the
to go
vagina,
down it.
yeah.
Oh, that's gonna burn.
Oh, the lip burn. Oh.
They'll give you a guard.
Oh my god.
Don't worry,
Gel.
the zip line is very loose.
Just give you some
lube
They give you
all
some,
the way
they
down
give you
the
some
wire.
femme fresh to rub on and then you just go.
So my question, so do you hold on with your hands and then the vagina is just lube, or are you physically holding on with your
Vagina.
vagina?
You're holding on with your vagina.
No one has that sort of lip control. Who's gripping the what?
I don't, Sarah, it's a made-up thing I came up with for a bit.
No, the mechanics.
Well, you're the only one here with
With
those
one.
genitals.
I
Sarah.
will endeavour to experiment and get back to you.
Oh, this is what. There's a news headline on Twitter in a couple of weeks, and it's just some paparazzi's got a shot of you mid-zip.
So am I riding on
Why
top
are
of
you
the
out
zip
like that?
line?
Why are you spread out like a starfish?
Because I don't need I have no hands, you see?
No hands.
No hands.
Just
grip.
vagina.
Just vagina grip.
What hell of a rope burn.
Ooh.
It's even better than a suction cup.
Ooh. That's not how one works, Phil. There isn't a vacuum in there.
Are you sure?
I
It's
don't
not
know.
airtight, as far as I'm aware. I'm sure that no man has suffocated. Let's just put it that way.
You're doing it wrong then, aren't you?
Mike, have you ever found yourself suffocating within the depths of a woman?
Sadly not. But, if I did have to pick a way to go, then it's not bottom of the list.
Suffocating in the depths of a woman.
Do you imagine that on your gravestone? Death by vag. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Death by snoo snoo.
Death by snoo snoo.
Oh,
I want that on my gravestone.
drowned in Lake Labia.
Lake Labia. That's a whole different meaning to Titicaca, doesn't it?
That's my favourite.
Lake Titicaca.
There's something beautifully poetic about airtight vagina, so I can only picture like Sarah writing a children's book called like Young Sarah and the Airtight Vagina.
That's if you open your legs, there's like a siren alarm, just letting you know the airlock's opening.
Yeah, there's a little line.
Beep, beep, beep.
It's more of a. Less of a
You're gonna
slide
know
or a spell.
Next time she's getting intimate, you'll just hear, "Attention, British class vehicle, reversing."
How did we get? Oh, he's talking about my vagina. There we go.
There we go.
Yep,
there we go.
there it
is.
Hey, we got there.
Tick.
That's the only that is this podcast. Let's be real. We're not even documenting in jokes now. It's just
Vagina.
updates on your vagina's well-being, really.
Absolutely.
Which reminds me, Sarah, before anything else, how is your floor?
So last we left it, it was being incorporated.
Yes.
Yes.
You're still running that joke to the ground, you see.
That was over on my podcast, so if you want to catch that joke, you will have to go and watch Silver Screen podcast.
There you
so.
go.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
Cross-pollination.
We're still incorporated. He's still incorporated. There have been some shaggings. There have been some shankings. There have been some smuggling of illicit substances. He's not having a good time. Let's put it that way. His lawyers are working on it. Excuse me.
You do not want to drop the carpet shampoo in the shower.
You do not want to drop the carpet shampoo. The Vax. Yeah, his lawyers, Dyson.
I was going to say, carpets don't have genitals. Do you reckon if
Henry and
someone's
Dyson.
Do you reckon
Henry and
if
Dyson.
anyone's bumming him from behind, they're just getting like a
Carpet
Vax
burn.
power
A rug
vacuum?
burn!
Yep.
Yep.
Then
Yeah,
they're
so that's where
suffocating.
we're at. Suffocating. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Ongoing case. The lawyers, Henry and Dyson, are working on it. And I'll get back to you when we get to the trial.
Hopefully he'll be out very soon, because this story has been going on for literally months,
Only because we haven't recorded
and we're
anything.
waiting for something new.
Hey, Incorporated is going to be something I'm going to ride for a very long time. Okay?
More. You have a boyfriend, Sarah.
I don't need that. I have puns.
Oh. Anyway, topic anyone?
Topic?
Topic.
Twix.
Twix.
Oh.
Mike, you had a game, did you say? You had several games.
I had several, but I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to get straight into those or
I
what.
would love,
Yeah,
to,
sure,
I'd
go
love
on.
to play a game.
Which one would you like to play?
You choose. Flip a coin.
Number 3.
Well, that doesn't help because they're not numbered. I did tell you what they were. As I say, I've got because we did sort of play a game on. In case anybody hasn't listened to the Silver Screen podcast, we played a game called Once More Without Feeling, where I just read lyrics from musicals with as little emotion as possible, and you have to guess the musical. I have a celebrity name game because you can't go on We Pay for Your Floor without doing the celebrity name game, and I have a game and discussion that I called Lost in Translation, about hilarious names of movies in other countries that translate into very funny or weird things.
You
So-
pick, Phil.
Me?
You
Well,
pick.
I
Go
suppose
on,
I'm
Phil.
editing it. I don't think we've had a celeb name game in a while, so let's go with that first.
Yeah.
Right, let's go with that one.
French one.
haven't
edited it yet.
Silence.
So the celeb name game, I've only got 15 and then a really bad joke to finish with.
Oh, excellent.
Only
Well, I
50.
normally only do
space.
12 anyway, so that's fine.
Safe space.
Oh, well, fair enough. And I had to think of a celebrity, and given the again, I've mentioned already that you guys have been on my podcast. You've been on the Star Trek one as well, because you shared your mutual love of Guinan and of Whoopi Goldberg, and you're coming on again to discuss that, I believe, in a few weeks. So
Yes.
I was like, do you know what? Even non-Trekkies know Whoopi Goldberg. She's famous enough. So for the celebrity name game, why not use Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh, interesting. This will be interesting.
So bear with. I will try my best to
Now,
keep count of who's scoring
Sarah?
what.
Yes, Phil.
Remember,
Yes, Phil.
They
With-
have to rhyme.
I
Barely in
feel
case.
that you're not thinking. You're not thinking outside the box. Okay.
this is
I
a
feel restricted.
this,
Okay.
this is a game within the box. There is a very.
I don't know. Like
a
Sarah
very-
might have the right idea with some of these half rhymes.
They get half round. See?
Oh,
See?
okay.
Bruce
It's,
Wimbledon
it's,
is where
it's
it's
a
at.
wibbly jelly box, but it's still in the box of rhymes.
Okay. Okay.
There's a lot of syllables in Whoopi Goldberg. I'm just saying.
There's very few
So-
things that rhyme with Whoopi Goldberg.
Indeed. Well, again, there's apparently 15. So there we go.
Oh, wow, excellent.
So yeah, I've got your names written down. I'll try and keep count of the whoever scores the best out of the 15/16 things here, and just give me a shout when you want me to start.
Awesome.
Go!
Oh,
right. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is festering damp?
Whoopi Moldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg is correct, Andy.
Oh.
By the way, Phil, if you do end up find pictures for this, good luck. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is visiting the ladies' room?
Oh.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg is exactly correct, sir.
Hey! Who'd have thunk?
That's the level we're at right now.
Awesome. I'm always at Whoopi Goldberg level.
Number 3. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is creased over and flattened?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, you.
Whoopi Goldberg is
Ooh,
correct,
well done.
Andy. Okay. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is a form of Indian currency?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg failed to get on the board.
I was going to say Euro Goldberg.
Yes, Sarah.
Because that rhymes.
I have a couple of potential ones for the next
I'm now
one.
just
So
imagining Whoopi Goldberg's face on the back of everyone's coins.
I love that. I'd love
Fuck the
that.
Queen.
I'm gonna go with
You
the,
heard me.
Underneath
I'm gonna
Whoopi
go with
Goldberg
the,
round the coin.
Yeah.
Coin of the realm. I'll go with the slightly nerdy, more out there version for this next one, which would be, what do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg has been cast as the new Doctor Who?
Oh.
Whoopi Hooberg?
I was thinking that. but-
Whoopi Goldberg.
If nobody gets it, I do have an easier one.
Phil just
For the
said
same
Whoopi
answer.
Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg?
Nope.
No.
Think who's been cast as the new Doctor Who?
Oh, Shooty Goldberg.
Is correct, Andy.
Oh, it's that. I didn't read. What's his name? I don't even know.
Shooty Gatwa.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The alternative one would have been, what do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is a bit too handy with a gun?
Shooty
Shooty
Goldberg, yeah.
Goldberg. All right.
So, what do you call this? Is terrible. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg sank the Titanic?
Whoopi Iceberg.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that one to Sarah because I heard her first, but yes, it was Whoopi Iceberg. That was so bad.
You could have also
Um,
had, like, what is it when she's a decent salad? Because of the lettuce.
Oh,
Lettuce.
of course.
See?
Yeah,
No?
okay.
No?
I didn't think
I
of that.
get it.
There we go.
You, iceberg, Andy.
No.
Lettuce.
We got it, Sarah. We just don't give a fuck.
Savage today.
You gave me
Oh,
alcohol.
I can take away the rum as well.
Yeah, you've given me rum, and now I fucking hate you. Apparently.
Oh, he's gone violent with the rum.
We heard you, Sarah. It just wasn't funny.
That was basically my thought process.
I thought it was amusing. I'm going to stick up for you as the only sober person here. Not that you'd know it judging by some of these clues, but never mind. I'm not saying I wasn't drunk when I wrote this. So, you ready for number 7?
Uh-huh.
What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is in bed with a sniffle?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg is correct, Andy.
I was going to say Floofy Goldberg.
Oh, that would have been a good one. That would have been good.
Floofy.
What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is a nice liquid meal?
Smoothie Goldberg.
No.
Damn it.
Oh.
I was on the same line. Smoothie.
Soupy Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg is correct, Andy.
Well done.
Let me just try to find the next one here. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is home to a bunch of pigeons?
Whoopi Goldberg.
What was that, Sarah?
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg, yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg is exactly correct.
Have you?
I didn't get that because I was too busy thinking of Feed the Birds.
I'm just thinking of the picture Phil's going to have to come up with to do that, but never mind. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is a bunch of military men marching in formation?
Oh, Troopy Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg is correct. Oh, these are bad. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is getting advanced in age?
Whoopi Oldberg.
Yeah, it was as easy as
I
that.
have been hearing
can we
this.
pause the game?
Right, I am so sorry. I've been hearing it the whole time. And did you not hear me earlier go, can I hear music? Yeah. And the whole fucking time, Tuppence of fucking Cum has been playing in the background.
So, the running joke we have with Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins?
Yeah, it was on that.
No.
No, oh, Mike doesn't remember.
Oh, Mike doesn't remember. Well,
It
explain
was
in a minute.
ages ago.
But basically, Alexa, stop.
Shut up.
It turns out Phil has had Feed the Birds playing on Alexa for however long we've been recording in the background. Just quietly.
Wow, I couldn't hear anything.
No.
No, but just faintly, just
It's like
enough so you go.
so
"Can I
so
hear
quiet
music?"
so that you'll just hear like the odd sort of whisper of
Word.
like a couple of lines, and when it gets to the big sort of musical bit near the middle, is that you can sometimes hear that sort of ramp up. I've just got it set on the lowest possible volume, so it just quietly muffles.
Did you not see the
Nonsense from the
realization on my
corner.
face as I went? Can I?
Can
Oh
I?
my fucking god!
That's Mary fucking Poppins.
So,
Isn't it?
sorry, Mike, do continue. We
But
do
yeah,
have Whoopi Goldberg.
That's been there for like the last hour.
I know. Earlier I said, "Can I hear music?" And we just
I
carried
was
on.
just, I remained, what? No music? There's no music here.
Carry on.
At this point, Andy is so far in the lead that in order to even tie, Sarah would have to get every one of these right.
Yeah, why are you
You never
laughing,
know.
Mike?
Hey,
Well,
at least you have a chance.
yeah, Phil, sadly, with his 1 point, can't quite make it. He can play spoiler, though.
Shoot for the stars.
Andy did win the game on the podcast, so, you know, it's only fair.
Mm.
No, he
But,
didn't.
right.
No, he didn't. We all
You
came
did.
to- No.
Phil did.
Oh, wait,
That's what I said. Phil did
Oh, I
win
thought
the
you
game
said
on
Andy
the.
did.
Ah.
Right.
No, I said I don't feel bad about you coming last because you won on the Silver Screen podcast.
I never feel bad about it. No.
What?
Wait, we're just a Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, this is really, really nerdy. I apologize. So, what do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg is Buzz Lightyear's arch enemy?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Well done.
For some reason, my mind went Whoopi Zoidberg, and I was like, that's not right.
Whoopi Goldberg, baby. Woo! What? This is. I really must have been drunk when I wrote this. What do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg just took to the sky with a tiny vegetable?
What?
When she took to the sky with a tiny vegetable.
Yep.
Is this a song? Have I missed something in pop culture? What? With a tiny vegetable.
Right.
This is so bad. I don't know why I felt the need to
it's
double down.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
No, but you won when you came up
sake.
with that. That's both bizarre and brilliant.
No idea. You haven't heard the last one
Did I
yet.
get that right?
You did get that
Oh,
right.
yes.
tiny vegetable.
Wow.
What to call it when Whoopi Goldberg crouches down to go under a small space?
Whoopi Goldberg.
No.
She's
What?
peeing.
Why-
Is she not peeing?
Wait, do you pee when
Do you
you
crouch
crouch to
pee?
pee?
I'm a lady. I can do what I want. I can say what I want because none of you have a vagina.
I believe you.
I can tell you fucking anything.
I'm trying to think of words for crouch. Shit.
Ooh, could this be the first pass?
Whoopi
If you pass on this, then you've got
Goldberg?
Flu P Goldberg.
Oh, Whoopi Krolberg.
No.
No, okay.
Nope.
Crouch. What is a crouch?
Is it something to do with knee?
No. I don't think it's a word that I don't think is in your head, but it is basically a sort of a synonym for to crouch or to bend down kind of thing.
Stoopy Goldberg.
Ah,
Stoopy Goldberg is correct.
Oh, okay.
ah, clever.
Yeah, I got 2 points.
Right.
Well done, Dean.
Well done.
You might end up with 3, you never know.
Woo!
There is a little
Savagery.
sort of a terrible joke after this as well, but this is the final actual competitive thing, which is when what do you call it when Whoopi Goldberg has been asked to add her opinion to a bunch of other people's?
Survey Goldberg.
No.
Or survey says.
She's been asked to add her opinion to a bunch of others.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Goldberg, yeah.
I'm giving you that, Phil. It was Whoopi Goldberg.
See, that makes more sense because I was desperately trying to fit in questionnaire.
And Whoopi questionnaire.
You know what? It still never fails to amuse me how little you grasp the concept of this game.
I have one last thing to share with you guys. This is
Sorry,
really, really
Sarah.
bad,
Sorry,
right?
I broke Sarah. Give it a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Carry on.
Sorry, go on, Mike.
This doesn't rhyme, but it's a really old joke that I've just always kind of loved. So, what would you call it if Whoopi Goldberg had married Peter Cushing?
Whoopee cushion.
Yay! I like that one.
Sarah, Bobby, sorry. For the purpose of the tape, Sarah, why are you dabbing a crushed lime on your armpit?
Because I just dropped some watermelon on it and the acid will take the redness out.
Oh, okay, no, that's
That's
actually a
just
lovely.
science.
No, fair.
There you
Okay.
go, look, it's not red anymore.
Well,
It's fine instead.
Carry on.
just to keep things competitive, just to let you know what the scores were there then. Andy came in first place with 9 points. Phil, after surprising everyone, came in second place with 4 points. And Sarah, unfortunately, came last with 3 points.
Why are you laughing?
I'm sick. I was shit.
You saying
It
that I
happened.
was shit?
No, dear. I never.
shittier.
Yes, you were shittier than the shit.
I love that
Out of
Andy
all
almost
the
never
shit
gets to
words.
play this, and then when he does, he's just so competitive and like, no, you will not get a word in.
Yeah, no.
Because I make these.
I stand by that questionnaire must fit in Whoopi Goldberg somewhere.
Just like Bruce Wimbledon must somehow be the right answer for
Phil, can you
everything.
please make an image of Whoopi questionnaire?
It's just going to be Dinah with a clipboard.
Can it be a video clip of Vernon Kay going, our survey says, and then he cuts, and it's just Whoopi Goldberg's face.
What, on the Family Fortune
Yeah.
score?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little thing.
I'll see what I can do.
That
Oh,
was a good game. I
thank
like
you for
that.
that,
That was
Mike.
fun.
Yeah, it wasn't the best probably that you've ever had,
No,
but I
it
was, you know,
good. It was a
I was up all
challenge,
night, up all night drinking and coming up with some cheesy Whoopi Goldberg puns.
I loved it. Well done. That was very good.
That was excellent.
Thank you, thank you.
Well,
thank you.
I love how much you just absolutely get into the spirit of We Pay for Your Floor.
Chaos.
Yes, because as you pointed out, Andy, I am literally the #1 fan of this bloody podcast.
That is true, yeah.
if you're all in the mood for a little bit of a brain teaser, and we're all sort of walking up a bit from that lovely
Yes.
challenge from Mike there, I have. Sarah looks very unprepared, very sort of like, no.
I use my brain.
Unprepared! For the purpose of the tape, Sarah is always unprepared for a brain teaser.
Just to clarify, Sarah, to prepare your brain, you don't need to finger it with lube.
Oh, okay. No, just
Oh dear.
carry on.
Shit, what was I saying?
Yeah.
So
Brain
I-
teaser.
So I there may be more of these to come.
Oh, great.
But I thought I'd just throw a random question related to something that's quite near and dear to me.
Okay.
It's not you.
Oh.
Oh, I knew it wouldn't be.
Oh, no.
But recently, as Andy knows, and I think you do now know, I have taken over the running of a Minecraft server
Yes.
that I used to be a
Oh.
member of, and I am now
Runner of.
the runner of. I am.
Someone made him God, and that is terrifying.
And I have surprisingly not abused my power. I have been very
Yet.
good.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I may have used my newfound abilities to dig a massive hole in the middle of nowhere, but that's,
That's
I
fine.
haven't destroyed anything.
That's
If,
fine.
if anything, I've been good. I stopped a giant tree from burning down
That'll do it.
and our town hall from burning down, because when I moved everything up to the new server, we didn't turn fire protection on. So everything that we had built that was a little bit too close to fire was suddenly very flammable again.
Oh.
So our entire town hall that Miles spent ages building just went up in flames.
No.
And we both just stood there watching it for a good few minutes going, oh, well, that's shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait,
Shit, guys.
should we do something about that? Yeah, we probably should. What do we do about this? I don't fucking know. But my question to you three,
Yes.
and I appreciate you may all have various different levels of knowledge of Minecraft, so I've tried to keep it as
Yeah, none.
welcoming as possible.
I don't know that much about Minecraft because I'm not a virgin or an 8-year-old. So.
I know Andy's only knowledge of Minecraft is I'm gonna put fucking salmon and sheep everywhere.
It was frogs.
You were putting salmon everywhere.
I was putting salmon in.
You-
What's the question, Phil?
So the question is, what happens when you pour lava on a pig in Minecraft?
Crackling.
Does it turn into bacon? Please tell me it does.
Andy?
I want this pork scratchings.
Does
I'm gonna.
it actually turn into? It cooks it, doesn't it?
Does it actually cook it?
I'm sure it cooks it.
Is that what you're going with?
I'm going
It
with
cooks it?
yeah.
Unfortunately, no. It just dies.
Oh,
It will drop some pork,
technically.
but it doesn't cook the pork. You have to
Is-
then put the pork in an oven
I'm
to
about to
cook
say, is not a dead pig just pork?
Yeah.
When I've had
So
a lot
then
to
it
drink,
is-
I'll drop some pork. That's no special.
There you go.
No, because I'm just picturing you completely wankered, just dropping trow and shitting out gammon.
Great superpower.
That would be great.
Great
Oh.
superpower. The porkening. The porkinator.
You could open up your own butchers with that. That'd be great.
Would the shit be with it as well, or would it just be pure pork?
Pure pork.
Pure pork.
That'd be Christmas dinner sorted.
Can I shit out a pineapple or an egg to stick on the top?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
God, the pineapple would hurt coming out.
Yeah. Is it a whole pineapple or slice? If we're doing
Just a slice, you know. Just a
Just-
ring.
tin stuff, is it dull?
Just a ring.
Does your anus come prepared with a fruit corer in such emergencies?
What's it called? The tropical fruit mix.
I did. I've never looked. It might.
Do you reckon if you were to ever like shit out an apple, it'd have the skin freshly spiraled?
If some ladies' vaginas can pop off a bottle of beer, I think some men's vaginas can spiral an apple.
Okay.
Okay, if
But
we
none
were
can
to,
go down a zip wire.
No.
if we were to have any sort of future tech, so in this case, I'm now thinking Star Trek. If we could have the replicator from Star Trek, but just inside our own bodies,
Useful.
and we just shit out what we want. There we go. That would be fantastic.
That would be so useful.
Phil, you obviously are not. You obviously haven't seen the recent episodes of Star Trek Discovery.
No,
Which-
I haven't.
Gen-
watched-
this is
I haven't
this
watched
is not a
any
joke.
Discovery.
This is a genuine reveal that occurred on that show. Is that they recycle their shit and just completely reorganize the molecules, and that is what they use in the replicators to make like food and
Oh.
everything else. So
Oh.
there is genuinely a scene when Oded Fair, as the head admiral guy, just eats an apple and he goes, "Doesn't taste too bad for shit, and we don't have to do atrocities for it." And I'm like, "You're still eating shit, though, mate." You know?
Did you
I
like
mean,
Discovery or not? I can't remember.
I like it. Yeah.
Pretty much any food that we eat has been shit at some point. All the veg
Oh,
that we
now we're
grow
getting
has had shit thrown onto
philosophical
it.
now, aren't we?
Come outside. That shows shit being spread on the fields. Anti-Mabel.
Oh,
You know,
my brain was like, "How are you eating programs, Phil?"
well, you see, you go to the theatre, you pick up a
I
paper
was like,
one,
"How
and then
does
it's
one
nom, nom,
eat a
nom, nom.
program?" I was like, "Oh, right, no, that makes sense now." Was that the answer to the question you wanted?
With me. Today's menu is
Shit.
David Dickinson's Real Deal, followed by The Chase, and to finish with the 10 o'clock news.
The Price is Right.
Oh, wow. That'd be great. Oh, although, do you really
Is
want
The Price
to
is
finish
Right
with
still
10
even
o'clock
on?
news?
Is that the one that
No,
was
that's
hosted by
finished.
Alex Quebec?
You won.
What?
Or is it Alex? Oh, it's Alex Trebek.
Alex
isn't it?
Trebek, that was
Quebec,
Jeopardy.
like the country.
He might have been
place,
from
city.
Quebec because he was Canadian,
Oh, okay.
but you're thinking of Jeopardy, which is an American game show.
Okay.
Jeopardy's the
He's
one
Wait,
with
dead.
The Price is Right English?
Yeah,
I
what's
thought it
the
was
price?
American.
Like, you
No,
know,
It
that
was,
guy.
no, it started in America, I think.
The Price,
did
the
it?
Price is Right is the
Oh.
one with the
Yeah.
big spinny wheel. That wasn't Alex
Oh,
Trebek.
That's the one
Okay.
with Bruce Forsyth in it, isn't it?
In the UK,
It was,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
God rest his
America,
soul.
I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't Trebek.
It's
Okay.
currently Drew Carey, I think, that does it.
It is, yes.
Drew Carey, remind me who that is.
He's
Before
a
that, it was somebody
man
else.
with a
yeah.
face.
Who?
Aye.
Ah.
That's the badger.
Who's Drew Carey? I've got no
So
clue.
Alex Quebec did Jeopardy.
Quebec.
Yes.
Alex
Trebek.
Trebek.
I know, I did that one on purpose.
All I can think is Drew Barrymore
He's dead
now.
now,
I'm gonna have
isn't
to.
He is the current host
Yeah,
of Jeopardy.
Drew
Is
Barrymore,
Mayim
Michael.
Bialik, if anybody's curious.
Jim
My.
Carrey.
How do you spell that?
Mayim Bialik, or as you might know her if you're a child of the 90s, Blossom.
Oh,
Wait, is it the Powerpuff Girl? No.
No. Or if you're a fan of The Big Bang Theory, Amy, Sheldon's
Amy.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, okay, right. I fucking hate the Big Bang Theory.
How dare you?
Well, speaking of the Powerpuff Girls, they are bringing that back, and it's
Okay.
the original creation.
Yes, they are.
On how was that?
They're doing two because they're still maintaining they're going to do the live action.
Yeah, I've seen the
Yes, I
clips
saw
of the live action. I've seen like photo stills of like the live action. It looks a bit freaky, to be honest.
I wonder
I
how
was
we're
only
gonna make
interested because
Mojo
Chloe
Jojo
Bennett was
look.
That's I lie awake at night thinking that constantly. How is Mojo Jojo? How's he doing?
No, if you're gonna do it.
Mojo Jojo.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I didn't plan this, but this could be a topic. I'm actually curious,
Topic?
because we have Mike on, who is one of my ultimate nerd friends. So, like,
Woo!
what shows did we all watch as children?
I'm so much older than you guys, though.
I know, that's why I thought it'd be interesting to ask you, because you can offer an older perspective.
Did you ever watch Truly Outrageous? Truly.
Gem and the Holograms.
Gem and the Holograms.
Truly.
I like
Gem,
how your
not
only
Gemma.
exposure to that show is us spamming you with the fucking
Fucking
theme song.
Truly outrageous. Truly outrageous.
Truly outrageous.
Is she though? Is she though?
I mean, no, because I've seen a few episodes of Gem and the Holograms and I thought it was fucking wank.
Apparently, one of my ex-girlfriends used to swear that the movie was good. I wouldn't let her show me it, but she says it's good.
Jesus.
I'm assuming you weren't a fan of the show then. Oh, for fuck's
No,
sake,
it was.
Phil.
I was very stereotypical as a kid, and it was very much like, no, that's the girls' show. We'll sit and watch like Captain Planet or something like the
Yeah.
boy shows.
Dexter's Laboratory. Always watch that.
No, that was well after my time.
Oh, yeah.
The
It was
Crystal
let's
Maze.
see.
Crystal Maze.
Yes,
I
Wayne
like
still
how
loved the
we're
Crystal Maze.
mentioning cartoons and you just went Crystal Maze.
It's the only thing that comes to mind. For some reason, that is like.
Did you not watch Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah, well, I
Nope.
watched all those like Cartoon
No, you
Network
didn't.
things.
Mike didn't watch Courage the Cowardly Dog.
It's after my time, seriously. I could list you a bunch of stuff I
you
watched,
need
and you'll
to
not
watch
have heard
it
of.
because
Okay, was Tom and
especially
Jerry
if
in
you're
your
high,
time?
watch it when
Tom
you're
and
on
Jerry came out
substances.
in like. Tom and Jerry
But
was
you say that, yes, Tom and Jerry
Everyone
was
knows Tom
one.
and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry was something I was a huge fan of, and I did used to tape episodes off the TV
Oh,
because
that
I
was
was like
awesome.
really.
I mean,
really
Tom and
into it.
Jerry was great.
And
I
Looney Tunes.
still love Tom and Jerry.
Looney Tunes is awesome. I never used to like rate Roadrunner.
Oh,
Rage Runner.
see, now you've reminded me that
Did you
I'm
just
from
say
the generation.
Rape Runner?
Yeah, I meant Roadrunner.
Why did you not like Roadrunner?
It just wasn't my thing. Didn't really like it.
Me-
It was a
me-
bit boring.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, preferred Bugs Bunny and what was the duck called?
Daffy.
Daffy Duck.
Donald, Daffy. No.
Yeah.
But no, you've reminded me that I'm the generation that grew up with the kind of this postmodern versions of all those. So we had Tiny Toon Adventures and Animaniacs. and
Yes.
stuff.
Animaniacs.
Yeah.
And Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, that was
Yep.
weird.
Oh, Pinky and the
Good
Brain
though.
was
We do what we
great.
do every night.
Right.
Just
Try
like
to
go
Over the
out.
world.
And now I'm
And,
realizing that I really am quite a lot younger than all of you
Yeah, I
because
forgot
a
you.
lot of these, I mean, Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes I saw, but they were like always on Boomerang, like constantly.
Speaking of cartoons, and Tom and Jerry in particular, for some reason, and you might have heard me humming it a few days ago, for some reason, for the last few weeks,
You know, I was in the middle of talking.
I don't give a fuck. Now you know how I feel. But for the last few weeks, and might have been for a lot longer,
Like, yes?
Shut your fucking mouth.
Yes and yes.
Yeah.
I've had the theme for Tom and Jerry Kids stuck in my
Talk
head.
about the Tom and Jerry kids. Come on and be where all the action is.
is. And it's just been that bit over and over in my head for weeks.
Carry on,
I'm gonna go
Andy.
slit. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh, I have to show you this picture before you go anywhere, guys. Right? You've reminded me of it by talking about Mojo Jojo, and
Mojo
this
Jojo.
could be an education of sorts for you young
point
ones
out-
who probably.
Was
Did
Mojo
you-
Jojo racist?
Everything's right.
Probably.
I
Was
hope
that
not.
racist? Because it was kind of like he was like Japanese and he was like, oh, Mojo Jojo, they talk
Aye.
like this.
Never really.
No?
Now that you say that,
But now that you-
Little-
Yeah.
Oh.
From
a little
And he had,
distant
did he have a turban on as well?
No, it was like a
Yeah, he
helmet
did.
covering his
covered his
brain.
Oh,
brain,
okay.
didn't it?
let me see if I can get this picture up. So, did any of
Weirdly
you
enough,
guys?
That was a show that I never really watched.
From what I remember, Mojo Jojo was created by Professor Newtonia.
Was he?
That was in the Powerpuff Girls movie.
Oh, I never saw the movie.
Yeah, no, it was like the animated movie.
Well,
Mojo
I've clearly
Jojo,
missed on some
I'm
lore
sure
here.
was created by Professor Utonium. And then I think he created the Powerpuff Girls and started devoting more of his attention to him, so Mojo left, and that's why he became evil and so scornful.
It was jealousy.
Yeah.
Mojo.
I like how we were debating whether or not it was racist, and yet you're still doing the fucking voice. I never really watched Powerpuff Girls.
satisfying to a dog.
And it wasn't even out of the case of, oh, that's a girl show. It's just not what I ever saw.
Speaking of girl
Totally
shows
Spies.
that I know you, I was going to say,
Yeah.
Totally Spies.
I was going to get
That
there.
was
I was
the
building up to
only. That was the only cartoon where the main characters changed outfits each episode.
Yep.
Which is just
Wow.
revolutionary.
Also, you know what?
At the
You're saying,
time, yes.
you're saying Totally Spies was meant to be made for girls, which I guess it maybe was. But I saw a thing about the demographic. It was actually
it was more guys who watched it.
No. It was quite an even split.
Was
There was a
it?
surprising amount of men
Interesting.
that actually, like boys who did watch it.
No, me and my brother were two of them.
Oh, me and my sister and my mum, and sometimes my dad were
Yeah, it
forums.
was
But
quite
like we
a
all
TV
love
show.
Totally Spies.
Awesome.
Even my dad sometimes quoted Totally Spies at us.
Because Totally Spies is great, especially like, some of the weird,
The plot
wonderful
lines.
gadgets they get to
Yeah.
use.
Oh, the gadgets were cool, but I also saw a video. This was super interesting. There's no nice way of putting this. Whoever made that show was very, very I would say accidentally, but at this point, there's no way it's an accident with how often it happens. The amount of fetishes that they put in there is ridiculous.
Well, it
Like,
was
what do you mean?
it was a part French.
Well,
thing,
there's
so,
like
you know,
your
the-
evidence.
there's like furry stuff.
Is there?
There's basically bondage stuff.
Is there?
again,
Yes.
again, the French did.
There's an
this.
entire episode in I think season 1 where they get sent to this island that are having like a gladiator style game show, but all the contestants who
missed out
do
on this.
really well are slowly being turned into basically like humanoid animals.
Oh wow. Okay. No.
There's this
that.
Wait,
one.
so this is Beast Wars.
There's this episode where
Stars.
there's is it called fatification? What's the thing where you like you
Yeah. I know
want
what
to
you mean.
make someone get fat?
Yeah.
Donkey.
There's an
Feeders.
entire
Yeah.
episode. It shows how much I watch this show because I can vividly remember a lot of these. There's an episode where there's this woman who is scorned because she was told she was too old to be a Girl Scout anymore selling cookies. So she made her own Girl Scout cookie troop, and the cookies had a chemical in them that when you ate them, they became so addictive.
And
you just got really fat.
Yes, I remember that.
There was that one.
I don't.
There was one where like a fashion designer was making these clothes
Yeah.
that basically like constricted people.
Yeah.
And she was trying to basically choke them to death with their own
She was like
clothing.
trying to kill, like strangle people with their clothes.
Models.
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
There was some fucking weird episode. There was
Great.
one.
There was the
Um,
one episode where Jerry got abandoned in space.
I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm retired.
retired.
I love that we
Oh,
can
yeah.
still quote
Just
that.
a video of him on loop playing golf. It's like, fuck off, I'm playing golf.
Oh yeah.
What other like
What
weird?
was it?
There was
I have-
one where it was about these supermodels.
We really should stop you, otherwise you will be the Encyclopedia of Totally Spies for the next 3
Oh,
hours.
that's fine. I'm okay with that
Mike
title.
had a picture.
Yeah, well,
I have to share something with you. So I'm guessing that you're all too young that you probably wouldn't have seen a show. I think it was based on an old video game called Earthworm Jim. That used
Oh,
to
I
be on
love Earthworm
Nickelodeon.
Jim.
No.
Oh, so there
I know
was a
what it
villain.
is.
There was a villain in Earthworm Jim who currently still lives in my nightmares. And you probably know who it is, Phil. Let me just share the screen.
Oh!
What is
That's a
that?
monkey for a head.
Yes!
What?
Good God! That's bringing back memories. Thanks, Mike.
Jesus fucking Christ.
God.
Professor Monkey for a Head, who invented the super suit for Queen Slug for a... Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like.
I love just how very straightforward the names for everything were in Earthworm Jim.
I do remember as well.
Assume the creator was
There
like
was-
a massive racist or something.
There was one episode where they went to a parallel universe, and the hilarious thing that they did was that instead of Professor Monkey for a head, there was Monkey Professor for a head. It's just upside down. Which was just the cheesiest, but I loved it.
Oh,
That
Oh,
is
God.
nightmare fuel. That was for kids.
it's right.
I'm saying that, but if you've seen Courage the Cowardly Dog, that shit.
Return the slab.
Just beyond my
Nightmare.
time. I think I came out on the outskirts of Cat Dog, and that was confusing enough.
Oh, God. How does cat dog poop?
Yep, exactly.
Question.
It's like a human centipede.
I'm
There have been
I'm-
entire video essays on that
I'm
very
just going to
topic.
list off all the shows that I had like obsessive watchings of
Oh,
as
go
a
for
child, and I'm going to see how you all react to them. So, like, Pokemon was an obvious one.
Obviously.
How I got into it.
Mm.
Obviously, Total Spies we've kind of gone over. Again, if you've watched them, feel free to throw some in. Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh,
Yes.
Kumo
Hey,
Boy,
yeah.
Never
Kumo
watched
Boy,
it, but I
Boy,
knew of it.
Boy,
I still
What
have
was that,
all the
Mike?
talent.
Sarah, stop being racist. I never watched it, but it was on around the kind of time that other stuff that I watched was on. So
Yeah.
It was
No,
actually
I'm not-
surprisingly good.
It was
pretty
really good.
It
Yeah,
was.
all the seasons of it,
Yeah.
despite you know
Like,
the whole talisman thing,
the,
and
the,
then
the original Talisman
Yeah.
series was Shenyu, and then there was the one with following on from that was the Dark Hand sort of separated from Shenyu, and
Yeah.
some of them became good.
Mhm.
And then there was Talon Wong, which
Yeah.
was its own sort of mystical.
the masks.
Sort of,
Yeah.
That was the latest series, the Oni masks,
Yes, the Oni.
which summoned ancient demons.
Yes. Of the
Then
elements.
All of it was good.
All of it was good.
Are we
All
going
of
to
it
have
was
a
great.
Jackie Chan Adventures viewing party when we're done?
Oh, I
Yes,
love to fucking watch
and
that.
we can not only watch it, we can read along because I still have
'Cause he still
every
has-
issue
in
of
fact,
the
you showed me
magazine.
those,
I know.
yeah, he does.
I know.
Oh,
It's
legend.
actually fun. But
And then we
but-
can play the Jackie Chan Adventures card game, which is basically Top Trumps
awesome.
with Jackie Chan.
But like, in the
I have
original
so many
series,
top
they
trumps.
had actually had Jackie Chan voicing Jackie Chan, and I think it's the latest series that they stopped having Jackie Chan, and it was
That's
someone
shocking.
who literally did an impression of a
I thought it was.
Jackie
I thought
Chan,
it was.
which is racist.
I thought it was an impression throughout the entire cartoon. It was an impressionist, but then they had Jackie appear in clips at the end, at least in the
Oh,
original
in the
series.
end.
Yeah, I remember
It was
him
like-
having
it
live
It was
action.
like live
clips.
action clips,
Yeah.
and he was like, "That Jackie Chan doesn't sound anything like that Jackie Chan."
they used to do that with the Marvel shows where they would have Stan Lee appear before and after to like give a moral
Yeah.
message and like set up the show. And
That
it was so
was
weird
nice.
that it was like live action Stan Lee just going, "Greetings,
Just like-
Excelsior people!
Just like
Today
in his
Spider-Man's
Marvel
in a
office or something.
That's
Like, talking
awesome.
about, like before and after Spider-Man or Iron Man.
If you were an old man, as you do, if you were an old man and you got to, you would totally put yourself at the beginning and at the end of a Spider-Man cartoon, wouldn't you?
It,
You know?
it gets even better. One of the last episodes of the 90s Spider-Man cartoon is like Spider-Man. They're doing it now, but it originated there where he travels to all the different universes. And
Yeah.
he travels to basically our reality. So it's a universe where Spider-Man is a fictional character and he meets Stan Lee, who
Oh,
invented the Spider-Man of our universe. So like the fictional Spider-Man from a reality where he's real meets Stan Lee, and Stan Lee gets to be like, "Oh wow, I never thought I'd get to meet Spider-Man."
That's
and he's real."
awesome. What
It's
a
so
cool
weird and
concept.
trippy
Yeah.
and postmodern.
Love it.
This is really stupid, and Mike is probably the only one who will know this because it's a place in the Northeast. But when I was a really young kid, my dad.
When I was a young warthog.
Thank you.
Very nice.
My dad was trying to tell me a bit about Marvel history and that Stan Lee was the creator of Spider-Man and all these cartoons that I liked watching. And I was like, you know that the creator of that is called Stan Lee. That's the name that's popping up there. And my young brain just couldn't comprehend Stan Lee as two separate names.
Aw.
Like, it was just constantly combining it as Stanley.
You
But
thought
then
he
I
was from
thought-
County Durham.
I thought he was from County Durham. I thought he was Stanley, the town Stanley.
Aww.
Weirdly enough,
Any
Stan Lee.
fucking retard.
I was about 5 or 6 at the time. And from Sunderland.
think-
Give us a break.
Actually, yeah, you were very handicapped coming from Sunderland.
Everyone here
True.
is old enough and young enough to at least have watched Wolverine and the
I
X-Men.
think, yeah, I saw some of that as well, yeah.
Yeah, but the X-Men 90s cartoon was superior.
Oh, that one.
That
That is the best thing.
That was awesome.
What, the one
Yeah.
with the...
I may or may not have all of these 90s Marvel things on DVD, not too far from where I'm sitting right now.
Damn right. Damn
Mike,
right.
did you ever
Yes.
watch the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?
No, but again, it was on at the same time as stuff that I was watching. So I knew of it, but I didn't watch it.
Can I...
I've got that on DVD.
Phil?
It's annoying that the series never got completed.
May I finish my list? Because it wasn't
No!
done.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No!
Sorry, Andy. Go on, sorry, yes.
I mean, obviously, Doctor Who was another obvious one because,
yes.
yeah. But if we're going cartoons, I had a very, very big Ben 10 phase.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
My little
loved
brother
that
did.
as a kid. Loved that as a kid.
A depressing thought for me that my little brother watches the same things as you.
Wait, how old's your little brother?
I used to remember.
He's 23, I think.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
same
Similar
age.
age group as me then, yeah.
Yeah.
But I used to remember all the words to it because you got really quick at one bit, didn't it? That into
Oh,
He's got
the theme
secret
song.
powers, he's no ordinary kid, he's Ben 10.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, yes, all memories.
Do you remember Johnny Bravo?
Vaguely, yeah.
I
What's
Yes.
Scooby-Doo?
Oh yeah.
I wasn't as
Yep.
big a fan of Johnny Bravo.
No,
I liked it, but there was
it's a little bit weird.
I preferred a lot of the other Hanna-Barbera stuff,
Yeah.
particularly Dastardly and Muttley and Wacky Races.
Oh God, yeah.
And Catch the Pigeon.
Catch the
Catch the
pigeon.
Pigeon was
the
classic.
pigeon. Yeah.
Wacky
love
Races
it.
too, man. Penelope Pitstop, Peter Perfect.
Well, hey.
Yeah, and then
Well,
that led to the perils of Penelope Pitstop, which
Phil.
was
Yep.
just a wonderful
Phil, could you get me a kazoo?
thing. I
Why?
don't know where my kazoo is.
Damn
so
it,
no.
where are the kazoos?
Why? What made you think?
Why?
Of it?
Why do you need a kazoo?
Because I finally thought we should come back to the game I started at the end of last series and do like a music thing with the kazoo.
the random musings of Andy?
Well, I was like, oh my god, we could do
We can-
cartoon theme songs on the kazoo.
Yes.
Why
We could
So
do
you
that
can
on
just-
another episode
Catch the
when I
pigeon.
find the kazoo.
not? Okay.
Yeah.
Keep your seats. I will
Keep your
try and
seats.
find one.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory.
It
So-
will be very skewed towards ones that I know. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I could do so many cool songs. I could just play them from YouTube and you probably wouldn't know the bloody things, but they'd stir up some memories, I tell you what.
Which was Ed, Ed and Eddie was the. Ed, Ed and Eddie? No.
That again, what I know. Right, so here's the thing. It wasn't. I never really saw Cartoon Network as a kid. It was mostly like
Boomerang.
Fox Kids / Jetix.
Fox Kids was mine, yeah.
And then it was
Fox Kids was the one where they played actual like anime. They played Naruto,
yeah,
which was
yeah,
like the
and
first
then it
actual
was
anime
also
I've seen.
Boomerang.
It was all about the tokusatsus for me on Fox Kids. It was Power Rangers, VR Troopers, Big Bad
yeah.
Beetleborgs, Masked Rider, all the Japanese imports that got like an American skin on. They were great.
Fox Kids Land was the name of the area where I took a shit in a bottle.
Was there a man in like a Japanese metal armored outfit just staring at you going, no?
But yeah,
More George.
it was always.
Actually, yeah, it was Shredder because it was in the Ninja Turtles area. That makes so much sense.
How
could
you
you-
did a shit in
Oh.
the Ninja Turtles area, like the sewers and all that shit?
Yeah, well,
I have a
Oh,
bit of trivia
yeah,
with
of course, the TMNT cartoon. Like I think it was the more recent one though. It wasn't like the old one. It was like a naughty one.
I have a
See,
bit
I
of trivia
quite like
regarding
that one
the
with the Teenage Mutant
the
Ninja
original
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles cartoon, guys, that will blow
Yeah.
your mind if you don't know it.
Go on, I'm ready.
Do you all remember Shredder from the original sort of 90s Turtles cartoon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know that the voice of Shredder is the same
Yes.
actor who played Uncle Phil in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
If you didn't say it, I was going to mention it.
Well, did you know
Yep.
that the voice for Optimus Prime has now retired?
Oh,
Oh,
Peter
yeah,
Cullen, he's
it's a
a
joke.
legend.
Yeah.
He is now retired, and there's a beautiful clip of him signing off, as in like, you know, this is the last time I'm going to voice Optimus Prime, and the interviewer said, "Have you got any last words?" And it was the quote from like the very last episode of like the original cartoon, and I'm not gonna lie, it brought a bit of a tear to my eye. You gotta love a bit of Optimus.
Phil found me a kazoo, so we're gonna play this.
Go for it.
This is very spontaneous, so Phil's probably gonna have to edit around me umming and ahhing about which ones I want to do. But let's see who wins. It kind of like Celebrity Name Game. Just first to give the right answer gets the point. Okay.
Okay.
Pink Panther.
Pink Panther. You beat me to it.
Yeah, Phil got it. Every single cartoon I've ever watched has now gone out of my head. Damn it.
What's
Scooby-Doo!
Oh,
Yeah, Phil got it first again.
Oh, he did he? Shit, get that first.
Sorry, yeah.
Shit,
What's
get that
Scooby-Doo? Again, slight delay. Maybe it might affect you. You knew it though,
I
didn't
definitely
you?
heard it from me before I heard it from Phil, but whatever.
Phil is right next to me.
I'm not the one fucking you. I get the story. Yeah, whatever.
Well, no one's fucking me. I do the fucking, good sir.
That's the Terror for Imaginary Friends.
Did you purposely wait?
I did because Sarah gave me a biscuit to distract me.
Okay. I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know that
I expected you to get that straight away, but there you go. Sarah gets the point there.
That was a great show.
I like cereal.
I like potatoes.
I could listen to an entire conversation that is just you two doing impressions of cheese all day.
Bunny!
Bunnies!
Bunny!
Hot rod flames. Bunnies!
Cereal.
At least the bunnies were on fire.
This is a very recent cartoon. I don't even know if Michael has seen it, so this is going to be fun. Let's see if he knows it anyway.
Gravity Falls.
No, I haven't.
I should have gone into the iconic.
You'll like Gravity Falls.
I should have just gone for
Gravity
that
Falls was awesome.
It's so good.
So good.
Have you seen Gravity Falls, Mike?
I have not, but I do know that it's one of the creators of Star Trek Lower Decks, and I have been meaning to watch it.
Oh, is it Alex Hirsch? Is he on Lower Decks?
Possibly he's one of the producers or something, yeah. Not the main guy,
yeah,
the main guy's Mike McMahon, but...
Yeah, Alex Hirsch is like basically the sole creator of Gravity Falls. Please
So
watch
good.
it. I know you like
I'll give it a go.
cartoons. It
You
is
like
incredible.
the history of it, yeah.
It's like 2 seasons, and it's like...
I'll tell you what I did. What was it called again? Oh, this is more of a kind of adult thing than just a kids' cartoon. But there was a sci-fi cartoon that's now finished that only ran for about 3 seasons called Final Space, which I thoroughly recommend because it's some of the best sci-fi I've ever seen. And it was like a half-hour cartoon.
Was that the one where he
Sounds
he
familiar.
falls in love with like the women and he gets trapped in space and there's a weird squidgy thing that's really powerful? Is that
Yes.
that one? Yeah.
That he calls... What does he call
I'm
it
sure
again?
I've seen that porn.
Gives it like a
Can't
cutesy name, and it's like a green blob. But it turns
Yeah,
out
it's a
it's
green
like
blob, yeah.
an
and
ultimate
it's,
super weapon or something.
And the bad guy is slowly moulding away parts.
And the
of him are
bad guy's
dropping
voiced
off
by
and
David
stuff.
Tennant.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yep.
It's a
Yeah,
really
the
gross
Lord
bad
Commander.
guy.
No.
It's a really
Yeah,
gross bad guy.
it's like
I
melting.
have no idea what this is. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I don't know if you
It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But no, I seriously would recommend watching Gravity Falls if
Yeah.
you like cartoons because
Uh-huh.
it's only 2
Okay.
seasons, 20 episodes per season.
Lots of mysteries.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
lots
mystery,
of
the
clues
plot
in
is
the-
incredible.
Yeah.
I would recommend not if you're gonna just binge watch it.
Binge watch it.
Don't, that's a good idea. But
Yeah.
don't look at the Gravity Falls wiki
No.
because
I
it will
wouldn't.
give a lot
Yeah,
of spoilers.
you will not want to spoil yourself on what happens because it's so good.
So-
And
Some things you'll be tempted to look up because it's like, what does this code mean? But it's likely to then lead to spoilers for later.
to
things.
give you an idea of how well made this show is in terms of the continuity, this is I'm going to use this one because it's not really a heavy plot spoiler and it's quite early in the series, so it's just a really nice, neat way to go, oh, wait, that was intentional, is Blendan Blandin. So there's a character called Blendan Blandin who comes in about halfway through series 1 who is a time traveler. And you notice if you actually see him pop up in other episodes, like prior to his actual introduction, because he's introduced in episode 9 and you see him a few times before then, just like it's like a
He's
blink
just
and you miss it
he's
thing.
like in the background, sort of doing random stuff in like 3 or 4 different stories.
And you're just kind of like, huh? And then when you actually meet him at the end of that episode, you then find out the context for why he's there, and it was all intentional. It's like all really well plotted.
Wow.
Yeah,
I used to love it when Futurama did that because you can go back and there's really like bizarre hints of stuff that they
Yes.
didn't reveal yet. Like Leela's parents are in an episode before they revealed that she was
you-
even
you
a
get
mutant
to
and
see them
stuff.
sort of like hidden. It's like, oh, cool.
And there's a nibbler shadow when Fry falls into the cryo chamber in like the pilot, because it turns out it's him that like blew him into it.
And that doesn't get revealed for ages.
Nope, it's like season 4.
Yeah. Didn't you sing Burp?
Phil got it again,
High
yeah.
School Musical.
It's pretty superb. Wait, another really good cartoon for very similarly to Gravity Falls, except not in terms of the intricate plotting. Just the humor is very
It's not for
smart.
kids. It's not for kids.
The humor in Phineas and Ferb is incredibly smart. But without needing to be vulgar either.
But there's a lot of either that really smart, interesting, like, oh wow, okay, that's quite clever jokes, or then there's just loads of utterly silly things like
It got up and it danced away.
it got up and danced away.
See, it even sounds crazy when you say it. Or one of my personal favorites is when they accidentally clone Candace, And she says, Mom, Phineas and Ferb made me. And she went, I have some stretch marks that would say otherwise, honey. And it's just like quite smart humor for a kid's show that would go over their heads without needing the without the need of being like, ha ha ha, sex, that kind of thing. Also, you're gonna like be so annoyed that I forgot how this one goes.
Pokemon! Gotta catch them
Mike got
all!
it! There we go, Mike got it.
Very good.
I can't believe I forgot how the original Pokemon theme goes.
How did you?
I'm gonna
That's
be
what I'm saying.
the
How did
very
I
best.
forget how that
Like
goes?
no one ever was. That's how it starts.
Oh, that's a great karaoke
Catch
song.
them, it's my... Oh, I might do that at karaoke. That'd be really fun, actually. Gotta catch 'em all.
I own absolutely. I've got nothing to do with anything Pokemon, but I do weirdly own Detective Pikachu the movie because I enjoyed it.
It's a
That
good
was a good
film.
film.
It was
It's
good.
good. Yeah.
It weirdly had Bill Nighy as Mewtwo.
I was not.
Yep.
I wasn't too entertained by it. Not gonna lie. Sorry.
Get the
Oh,
fuck
we
out.
liked it, and we're the ones who matter.
Oh. Touche. I have no argument for that.
Go fuck yourself. I shall go and fuck at myself.
Shall I?
I think only dogs heard that.
You don't have to take my word for it because you can go fuck
Alright.
yourself.
Looney Tunes. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
If anybody's curious, I wasn't thinking of Gravity Falls. I was thinking of a program called Solar Opposites, but I will add Gravity Falls 2 Solar Opposites
Yeah.
on my list of stuff.
Solar Opposites is another one. You wouldn't have seen that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Isn't it? What was do you remember Tasmanian Devil?
Taz,
Yeah.
Do you remember-
Tasmania. Yep.
I was wondering because I remember the blah 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 blah.
Yes.
That's all I
I
remember.
just happened to unlock that character yesterday
Oh, yeah.
in Multiverses.
Yeah.
Did you not? Did you watch the show with the multiple characters? It was around the time of like Tiny Toon and stuff, where it was like, they had the theme song that introduced everyone. So it was like, who was it? Wendell T. Wombat and Windle the Wolf or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bushwhacker Bob and his mother or mom.
You
You have a deal called
cannot
Bertie the
remember
Hog.
any of the other characters. I just know
The
it was
Platypus
Taz,
brothers are
his
backing him
family.
out. The Kiwis, the Bush Rats. Have we left anyone out? Oh, don't forget
Yeah,
Taz.
the Taz.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I used to
Bless
be
you.
obsessed with that cartoon. My sister hated it for some reason, but I love Taz.
Taz is great.
Which is why I was so excited to unlock him as a playable character in that game. Yesterday.
It was always weird to me that Taz's family all spoke perfectly normally and he just
Yeah.
noise.
Are we ready for
He's
the
just
next
he's
one?
I'm
just
ready for
spinning
the
and
I'm probably just going to do a couple more. I don't care who's winning. I just want to do this.
I'm about to say I wasn't keeping score. Go on.
Right.
Flintstones.
Mike got there first for me. I heard Mike first, so
Down
he
a
probably did get
Springfield,
first.
he's about to hit a chestnut tree. Oh! Simpsons references.
Okay.
And we'll stop. So what? 25.
Yeah, I have to do it.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. On a
Great.
mission on the cover and we're in control. Here we go.
It's a tune.
It's so good.
Tune.
What? Right. I'll let me think of one to finish
What
off
was the
with.
magic roundabout, Swan?
I have not thought about the magic roundabout in years. This is-
Yeah.
This is okay. I'm not counting
I
this one.
imagine you'd be killed to that
I'm
tune.
not. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. A clown with an axe coming
Yeah.
slowly down a hole towards you.
You know?
And I'm not going to include this one as the last one. I just thought this one would be funny because it isn't even really a theme song. It's just.
What?
Was that a motorbike going?
Oh, my heart will go on.
It's literally just one note.
Was that Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, it's
Oh
the
my
Yu-Gi-Oh
God.
has a theme song.
Does it?
Oh.
I
I just don't. I couldn't
That's
tell you
all I
what
can
it is.
think of. Is
but
the
it does have a theme song.
Oh, oh, oh. What was the
well,
Yu-Gi-Oh theme tune?
It's a theme tune.
Yeah, what was it though? Do you remember?
I couldn't tell you.
I remember the
I can-
Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh,
I remember that bit, but it has a sort of orchestral thing
Is it?
that comes after that and before it. the Yu-Gi-Oh sort of bookends a musicy bit.
Musicy bit in the middle,
Yeah.
and a musicy bit at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the music.
Yu-Gi-Oh was one of those cartoons where you could very clearly see the main characters.
Yeah.
Always.
Because
Have they got fucking weird hair? They are the protagonists.
There we go.
I do love that is how anime works.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's why it works with kids, isn't it? Because
The weirder the hair, the more important
Hey.
they are.
It is something we have always done in Hollywood. Old black and white cowboy films, the bad guys always wore black hats and the good guys always wore white hats.
Okay.
Just
And
saying.
same with the colour of the horse.
That's why in the TV series Westworld, they ask you to choose whether you're going to pick a white hat or a black hat because they don't want to know if you're going to be good or bad.
Ooh, I choose a black hat.
I choose
You would.
Scaramouche.
When the robot uprising happens, you'll be first on the chopping block for that, Sarah.
When the uprising happens. I just like
Okay,
it 'cause
right.
it goes with everything.
I'll do this as the last one.
Right.
Okay, big finish.
Tom and Jerry.
Phil got it first.
Now that was a racist cartoon because the lady who was always running away from the mouse.
Thomas?
Thomas?
I used to love that lady.
Yeah, but it was racist.
Thomas! Thomas!
See, there was that lady who was like the sassy black lady who was not afraid to beat the shit out of Tom when he
Yes.
fucked up.
And then
Yeah.
occasionally
But
he
then
had
there was
a
a-
very skinny white
Yeah,
lady.
there was also a really skinny white woman
Yeah.
who owned Tom at some points.
But we actually didn't we actually see her face? We never saw her above the knees of,
No.
of
Yep.
the
Wasn't it
black
always
lady.
supposed to be from Tom and Jerry's point of view? That was the point of the cartoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it was like the cow and chicken sort of scenario where you never
Mama had chicken.
you never
Mama
see
had
above the
chicken.
hips for the cow and chicken's parents. There was actually an episode where
it was sliced. There was nothing after
it
the
showed
yeah.
above the waist of cow and chicken's parents, and it was just they
A
were
pair
just
of
legs. It was just legs and a dress and a
Andy?
pair of trousers.
Yeah.
Do you still have your kazoo?
Yes.
Play me the theme from Fraggle Rock.
Okay, close enough.
I don't know the full thing. I can't.
I wanted
remember
it from
how
the
song
start
goes.
where it goes do 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 do.
What's
Dance your cares away.
Oh yeah.
It's for another day.
What's the theme song for the Jackie Chan adventure? I can't remember how it goes.
It was more like
I
a.
can't remember.
No, I can't remember. I just remember Uncle What's His Face going wig by Feige Sound.
Probably kung fu fighting, knowing how racist it is.
Yeah. Jackie.
Everybody was kung fu.
Magic must defeat magic.
I really hope they had Asian people voicing these characters.
Yeah, it was a different time.
It was.
It
To be
was a
fair.
different time. Did you ever watch the dinosaur puppet program?
Dinosaur, yeah,
Dinosaur.
yeah,
And the very
Disney
tragic
show.
ending.
yeah.
No.
Oh, is it the last
The-
episode? Like
the-
the meteor?
extinction.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all just gather
Yeah.
on the TV and wait to die.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. I never saw that, but I love that show. Not the mama.
What? It's
Not
not
the
this,
mama.
you know, at the end of Ed, Ed and Eddie, the final episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie that never aired was that all of the stories of Ed, Ed and Eddie were actually in the head of Ed, and he was in an old people's home, and he was telling stories of his
That
youth,
he was remembering his
which
childhood,
is just fucking depressing.
which also sort of explains why the whole street, everything in the neighborhood looks weird.
Yeah.
Was another one that it was that there was something to do with it being like there was a theory that was supposed to be like set in the afterlife or something like that, and all the kids had died in weird
Oh my God.
circumstances,
Yes.
which is why you never see any parents.
You never, oh my god!
and they never leave the cul-de-sac.
What? How do you
because
explain
the
plank
cul-de-
then?
Hmm?
How do you explain plank?
Well, Plank is just an imaginary friend that was invented by Baldnut. I can't remember his name. Johnny? No, not Johnny.
No, Johnny was like the brother, wasn't it? The little brother of someone.
Johnny was the kid with the braces.
Oh, with the head.
No, that was Jimmy. Jimmy.
Was it
his
Jimmy?
name.
I
Just,
never watched Ed, Ed and Eddie, so I don't know what any of this means.
Just before we go, guys, have you any of you familiar at all with the Tommy Westfall theory of American TV shows?
No.
Yes!
I know what that is.
Yeah.
Give me a moment because I thought of one more for you guys to do, and then we'll
Yeah.
get on
Okay.
to that. and then I'll put my Kazoo
Okay.
away. It's going to be very easy, so it's just going to be a race to see who gets there first.
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Oh,
I got there first.
Well done.
I think
Nice.
Phil won just, but I wasn't really keeping score. I think it was Phil, then Mike, then Sarah.
But going
And
back,
Sarah got the Foster's point because she bribed Phil with a biscuit.
going back to what you were saying though, Mike, Tommy Westfall, the Tommy Westfall theory, the Tommy Westfall universe, that's where there's this theory, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, if it's what I'm thinking of, there was a TV show with this kid, and any show that fits into that is essentially something that's, so you can essentially connect almost any TV show
Together.
Yeah,
is another.
to
Basically-
being like part of this universe. Like,
Right.
It all
if he is
stems
in this
from
universe, it's got
it all
some sort
stems.
of
You'll
connection.
appreciate this part, Sarah. It stems from a character who's on the autism spectrum, called Tommy Westfall. He was
Right.
from the TV show Saint Elsewhere, and the ending of Saint Elsewhere was that nothing in Saint Elsewhere was real. It was all imagined in Tommy Westfall's head.
Oh.
But Saint Elsewhere crossed over with a bunch of other US dramas and sitcoms. So therefore,
Wow.
anything that crossed over with Saint Elsewhere has to also have been in Tommy Westfall's imagination. And Phil's right, you can link like hundreds of American TV shows that you're like,
And it doesn't
Can't
even
be
stop at
real, like-
American.
yeah, exactly.
There's things that I've seen connections where it goes off to Doctor Who is linked into it, and then by extension, Red Dwarf is in there.
Yeah.
There's just that. I think I remember when I first heard about this. This was maybe a decade ago, but there's people who like keep checking this and like keep updating a
Yeah.
list of shows that are
Jeez.
linked to this fictional universe.
Wow, that's actually really cool. That's really cool. Who came up with this boy's character then? Was it just a separate program?
He was in Saint Elsewhere, this character, but then, like I said, that show ended, and they thought like a bizarre way to end that show would be that he just dreamed or imagined everything that happened in the show. None of it was real; it was all in his imagination.
Oh.
So, like I said, like for example, it says here there's a couple of Saint Elsewhere characters, Dr. Victor Ehrlich and Roxanne Turner, who appeared on Homicide: Life on the Street. But if these characters weren't real and were only dreamed, then therefore we can assume that all of Homicide: Life on the Street was also in just Tommy
Wow.
Westfall's mind. Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah,
because
this
of the
kid
final episode,
has a
this
damn good
hypothesis-
imagination.
I'm on Wikipedia now. It says the hypothesis can be extended to include the science fiction program The X-Files, the entire Law and Order franchise due to various crossovers.
What? That's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
amazing. You could, if you get a chance to look it up, I recommend doing it. But yeah,
Yeah, that is a rabbit hole that you can go down and just like, what?
yeah, it goes on for a while, and it's incredible how many shows it links. Because, like I said, it's like, well, the guest stars, the people from St. Elsewhere went on that show, but then people from that show guest starred on a different show, so they also can't be real. So then, so yeah,
That's
it kind of
amazing.
branches off into this whole like Tommy Westfall's imagination cinematic universe kind of thing.
Wow.
And just because we have been going on for quite a while for this episode, that is going to do it
Yeah.
for this week's episode of the We Perfectly Off Floor podcast. Do remember that this series we are sponsored, and this week's sponsor was men. They're just innocent men. And yeah, I've been Andy.
I have been a rotated carrot.
Nice.
And I'm Sarah.
And I've been completely inside of Tommy Westfall's imagination. Yeah, thank you for having me, Andy, Phil, and Sarah. It's been a real treat. It's been a great time. If you want to find me anywhere else on the internet, viewers and listeners, I am at Facebook or Instagram, just under my name, Michael Wilson. I'm on Twitter at IronMikeWilson. I also created and co-host 2 podcasts. The Silver Screen podcast, which you can find at podcast_screen on Twitter, or just look up Silver Screen Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you get podcasts, really, or on YouTube. And again, I also have the Hit or Miss Star Trek podcast, which you can find at HOM Trek, that's at Home Trek on Twitter, or again, just search for Hit or Miss Star Trek on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Hopefully catch some of you out there in the internet ether, and I hope you've enjoyed my guest slots on the show, and I've had a great time, so thanks again, guys. Take care.
Yay! And until the next episode, we will see you guys next time.
I am going to remember this time. I'm going to go home and I shall endeavour to be the best neighbour I can possibly darn toot and be.
You
can
better,
Can
because
possibly
we
be.
pay for your darn tooting flaws.